Tomorrow's never gonna come. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Graylan Stewart. I'm a virtual wholesaler and entrepreneur and just an overall real estate investor in general. So if you're new to my channel is all about wholesaling real estate. We do that all day, every day. That is our main focus in what we do in business, okay? So obviously, by the little teaser I gave you at the beginning of this video, you're probably wondering, what am I talking about, right? So what I'm saying is, maybe some of you are getting married or you're already married and you've probably had a conversation about kids at some point, right? Most couples that I know, they want to have kids, but it's always a discussion of when to have them, right? And it's usually like, well, we want to wait till we can afford them, okay? Or we want to wait until this milestone, or wait until we get a 3-bedroom house so we can grow into a couple of kids. Or wait until we can afford that SUV as opposed to our compact car, just so we can accommodate that the baby seat a little bit easier, you know. But it's always like we're waiting for this certain milestone in our lives, and the fact of the matter is, tomorrow never comes. First of all, we're not guaranteed tomorrow, you know, because you know God made us all, and life can be gone, you know, at a split moment. We can't control that. There's only 2 things in life that are guaranteed. That's taxes and death. You know, some people, you know, if you're a real estate investor, you can avoid most of those taxes if you're smart and got a good accountant. But death is guaranteed for everybody, no matter what. So the point is, tomorrow's not guaranteed. Tomorrow never comes for you. You know, when you were talking about kids, you know, you're never going to be able to afford the kids. That's just the way it is. I remember having this conversation, you know, years ago when we were talking about having kids. You know, it's like, well, let's wait till we can afford it. Well, what does that mean? You can never afford it. They just get more expensive as they get older. No matter how much money you make, you always think you can't afford it. Because when they're babies, you're buying tons of diapers and formula, baby powder, you know, furniture for the bedroom, you know, all those things. They get a little bit older. Now you're buying new clothes every 6 months because they're growing so fast. Then they get into, you know, grade school. They start doing sports. So you're buying footballs and baseballs and soccer balls, you know, all these different things. Then they get into middle school, start getting in the teenage years. Now they want to hang out with their friends at the mall. Of course, they need money to spend to do that. They want to have cooler clothes at the popular stores and all these things. Then they get to be like driving age. Now you're paying for gas, car insurance, all these things. Then they just grow up and they get into college. You're paying for that. So the point is, it goes on and on and on. You can never afford them, you know, to be honest, no matter how much money you have or think you need, you know, it's just never enough is kind of what your mindset is. That's just human nature, I think. But the point is, you know, if you didn't decide just to have kids, just have them, you'll figure it out. Somehow you'll figure out how to make the money that you need to provide for your family. You know, that's just the way it is. That's human nature, to just provide and do what we got to do, you know, to get the things that we want and need, right? So that's the point of this. You know, tomorrow never comes. This can be applied in business as well, right? So it's the same thing in entrepreneurship and wholesaling, any kind of business, you know, because I've seen people like that too. Like, yeah, I'll quit my 9 to 5 whenever, because I want to start my business, but I got to do this and this and this. Like you think you have to have everything perfect. You know, let me write my business plan, or, you know, it's all these, there's always excuses. And I'm not saying don't plan, because it's definitely smart to kind of have a game plan, but at the same time, tomorrow never comes if you don't do anything. That's just the fact. You've got to decide to do it, take the necessary steps to start doing it, and the point is taking action. I've said this in multiple of my videos, that action is more important than anything, because you can kind of stumble your way through things and figure things out along the way. So, you know, a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners, even in the real estate field, believe that, you know, you have failures along the way, and that's just part of growing and part of entrepreneurship. You know, you fail, but you keep moving forward because you're just still trying to keep going and do whatever you can to kind of surpass those different things. Well, I pretty much have a different mindset. I don't believe that you fail at all. There's two ways that you fail, in my opinion. One of which is you don't ever start. So you failed because you never even started. So you don't even know what your potential was because you never actually got going. You never took action to do anything at all, right? But the second way, and the most common way that you fail, is by quitting. Wholesaling is hard. Running a business in general is hard. Everything is hard about business. That's just the way it is. But you just got to think what your goals and dreams are. Some people never really reach their full potential, and I'm always striving for that too, because I know I can do more, do better. But a lot of people never leave the corporate world because they have that security of a job, when reality is they're trading their time for money, whereas they can never really get ahead. I don't care if you even make $500,000 a year. I guarantee that a successful real estate entrepreneur is worth way more than that person makes in a year, even if they only make $200,000 a year. Let's say, for example, that there's somebody, let's just say, for me example, I mean, we do over $1 million a year in wholesaling fees. So let's say this job person also makes $1 million a year, okay? But the difference is I also have 25 rentals. Those rentals are going to pay me forever and ever, and it's over $2.5 million of net worth because I have equity and that much equity in those 25 rentals. So if I lost my wholesaling company and I wasn't able to do it anymore for whatever reason today, I could never work again and be fine because I still have that rental income coming in forever. So let's flip the script on this guy that's making $1 million a year. Obviously, he's got the big house, the fancy cars, anything anybody would ever want. But if he loses his job today, he loses everything, right? He doesn't have, he might have his 401k to help him get through that he can borrow against for a little while. But at the same time, he's losing everything. He's losing his house. He's losing his fancy cars. And a lot of times they end up losing their spouse as well because of the hardship that puts on a family. The biggest reason people get divorced is financial. And that's really the difference. I can make $1 million a year in wholesaling. He can make $1 million a year at his job. But I've got 25 rentals as backup for long-term wealth that will always pay me forever and ever and ever. So I could stop wholesaling today and live free forever. This guy loses his job today and he's screwed till he gets another job. And he probably won't find a job to replace that kind of income for a while. That's just the fact of it all. So anyways, the point of this video is to let you know, like, tomorrow is not guaranteed. Obviously, we know that. But not only that, tomorrow never comes if you don't start. So the biggest thing that you got to do is take action. There's nothing more important in business in general than action. And not just action, but consistent action. I don't care if you only have an hour a week, 3 days a week. Dedicate yourself to do that 1 hour a week, 3 days a week, consistently. And there's no way that you won't end up making something of that. That will eventually pay off for you because you took consistent action during those 3 hours a week. And eventually, you'll start making money to where hopefully it replaces your income, or maybe you can move your schedule, or you have more leverage against your boss to have a better schedule to where maybe you have 2 or 3 hours a week now. The point is, take action today because tomorrow will come for you if you do. Otherwise, just keep thinking about it. Keep working your 9 to 5. Keep trading time for money and never really get ahead in life because tomorrow will never come for you. Hopefully you see value in this video. Please give me the thumbs up if you like this video. I don't care if you want to give me a thumbs down. I'm cool with that. I've got thick skin. But nevertheless, if you stuck around this long, please hit the subscribe button. It's right there in front of you. It's totally free. If you're getting value out of my videos, I'd highly appreciate it. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.